Hello everyone, my name is Manaswita. I'm from Kolkata, West Bengal, and today I'm going to speak about a writer who is very close to my heart. A writer whose entire life revolved around breaking this bubble of convenient, comfortable literature that shies away from its sole responsibility, which is being a mirror to this society. In this particular series, initiated by Shailesh, which chronicles various writers and their contribution towards literature and society, I have particularly chosen Manto because I feel there are very few writers whose notion surrounding the society resonates with my own. There have been very few writers who have dragged me out of my comfort zone, made me feel nauseated and utterly disgusted towards the existing cruelty and intolerance surrounding women. His works like Thanda Gosht, Kholdo, and many more make me question the core of human values and still bring tears to my eyes. In other words, Manto makes me question humanity. If there is anyone who is well acquainted with the era of post-partition and the kind of literature which was being produced back then, he or she would quickly relate to why Manto is still very much a modern contemporary writer whose works over the years have showed so much relevance, now more so than ever. Coming back to the point where I'm supposed to elaborate on how this man still stands so important to me, still stands such an absolute favorite to me, is because Manto was a true feminist writer. His works are symbolic of the fact that this society could be divided over religion, caste, creed, etc., but it unites when it comes to patriarchy and oppressing women. If you have a close look at the women characters in his stories, you would notice how he never minced his words while calling out the inherent gender biases of the society. One of the million reasons why Manto as a writer is still so important to me is how he represents the marginalized in his writings, be it that of the mentally challenged in Toba Tek Singh or a sex worker in Hatak. However, what makes him more interesting is his portrayal of women. I personally feel that when it comes to the projection of women through words, writers like Manto and Ismat Chugtai still remains unparalleled. As an ardent reader, I could quite imagine those characters coming to life. They are real women of flesh and blood and not a mere object of desire. This is what makes Manto so very special. While poets and writers over the ages have mostly portrayed women as an object of desire or simply a muse, Manto and his stories gave them an agency, gave them a very strong agency. He dared to unabashedly expose women as a living sexual being who doesn't adhere to the gender role often ascribed to them by the society. Unlike most of his contemporaries, for instance, Faiz Ahmad Faiz, who despite being a symbolic writer of progress, couldn't come out of the patriarchal construct. In many of his poems, women are portrayed as mere passive characters. Manto, on the other hand, challenged the conservatism and wrote about women who dare to transgress. His characters are neither submissive nor coy and at times are often aggressive and violent. As the man once very famously quoted, "A man remains a man no matter how poor his conduct. A woman, even if she were to deviate from one instance from the role given to her by men, is branded a whore." Coming to think of it now, if we really consider these lines in today's context, nothing much has changed. Perception about women having an opinion is still looked down upon. The term feminism is still used as a slur. It is really sad that the man who laid the foundation of sexual realism in Urdu literature half a century ago still struggles to find acceptance in today's world. Our society is still not progressive enough to completely understand the brilliance that is Sadath Hasan Manto. It seems that this man's struggle is never ending, even decades after his death.